Okay, hello, gentlemen. This is Nye
Hey.
McGee with EUR Web. Now, wait a minute now. I can say Cameron. I can say Remington. Please tell me how I pronounce your name because I want to say it right.
Guyviaud Joseph. Give a little, give a lot, Guyviaud.
Guyviaud. Okay, now I remember.
Hey, that was
good. You play the fabulous Tony, and Tony has always been one of Zach's closest friends, but he often challenges Zach's relationship with Fatima. So how does Tony's perspective on Zach and Fatima's relationship evolve in season 3? And tell us, kind of without spoiling anything, what motivates his actions this season?
Ooh, that's good. I think, so I'll start with the last question. I think what motivates Tony this season is to protect Zatima at all costs. I think when we first see Tony, on screen, he is very against this relationship because kind of like he wants to keep the Zach that he knew from way back when, right? So this new Zach that's growing and evolving is unfamiliar to him. But then when I think he realizes the positive influence that Fatima's having on him and how he's growing into a better person, we see like in season 2 that he starts to get behind Zach and support him in that way. And so the way that I feel Tony sees things is in season 3 is that he's going to do whatever he can to make sure that he helps support the two of them together, because Fatima being with Zach is the best thing for Zach in the long run.
Very good. And over to Remington. Bryce has been a supportive figure for both Zach and Fatima, but of course, he has his own complicated journey. What can we expect from Bryce's character this season? And how does his relationship with Zach and Fatima shift as tensions rise?
Yeah, tensions between Bryce and Zach have definitely risen because of Bryce's mistakes with their business relationship, Bryce's mistakes with their personal relationship, overstepping physical boundaries. I think that Bryce is dealing with conflict within himself of who he is and understanding himself and his sexuality, and also mending the relationship with Zach, and kind of mending the relationship with Fatima as well. But Fatima always seems like she seems like she's always accepted Bryce more for being Bryce. Yeah. Maybe even than Bryce accepts himself for it. So I'd say that you're going to see a lot of Zach and Bryce and the dynamics of their relationship growing and expanding through this season. And it's a really great character journey.
Now, I know you can't tell me much, so I'm taking a chance by asking this question. I saw the first 2 episodes, Remington. Is he gonna get caught up in a one-eye thing, as they used to say in the South, with these loan sharks?
Loan sharks. Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, Nye.
Yeah, that's really, really, really good. Bryce is going to do whatever he can to get out of the financial trouble that he's put Zach in. I think that he cares more about the financial trouble that Zach is in than the financial trouble that Bryce is in. And so he's going to do whatever means necessary and go to whoever he can to get the money. And it's very dramatic. It's very fun.
Yeah, I can see it. You played this character really well. The first 2 episodes, I could see it all in your face. I'm like, this brother is stressed. He has this money. This man is stressed out. Okay, so Cameron, let's move to Cameron. Nathan tends to be one of the one stirring the pot a lot in Zach's life. So what drives Nathan's behavior this season, and how does his influence affect Zach's decisions and relationships as they relate to Fatima specifically?
You said to protect Zatima at all costs this season. I think for Nathan this season is to protect Zach at all costs. And what that entails is really trying to be a better friend to Zach. So not as much bashing his relationship or bashing him for being with Fatima, but more trying to offer him sound advice, which is not really the thing that Nathan does. Trying to be a better friend in terms of decisions that need to be made in regards to whether it's funeral arrangements or Jeremiah, trying to, or the mess Belinda brings. So I think in this season, you'll see Zach, honestly, I I usually relies on Tony. I think he'll be coming to Nathan for a little bit, some advice, which is not a customary in the first 2 seasons. So I'm really excited for people to see like what Nathan's opinion about certain things is, and maybe good advice, may not be good advice, but I think that's the exciting thing for people to get to see is the growth and maturation in the friendship amongst the 3 of these guys, but primarily as Zach goes to Tony for certain things and goes to Nathan for certain things, to see the responses he gets. I think people will really enjoy that from the 2.
And the truth.
And the truth, yeah, and the truth.
Very good. Let's go back to Tony's character really quickly. Guyviaud, did I say it right? Guyviaud?
Guyviaud. Oh, you could just call me G.
G, Lord today. G, I don't want to mess it up. G, and forgive me if you answered this already in your previous answer, but how does Tony balance being a supportive friend, right? While voicing his concerns about Zach's journey. And what challenges does Tony face this season?
Okay, I can't give too much away because, I think in the second half of the season, because the first 10 episodes, we get to see certain things happen. In the second half, we get to really dive more into Tony's world. I think one of the biggest challenges is that he's trying to do what he thinks is best for his friend, which is a stark contrast to what some other characters are doing, where. I'm sorry, for the couple. Oh, yeah. Because Tony's focused on doing what's in the best interest of the couple, which is to keep Zach and Fatima together, Zatima. And so it's a little different than what he would have done if Jack was just being same old Zach from 10 years ago, Zach attacking the club, tossing it up. So because he's focused on keeping them together, his mindset and his strategy changes and shifts from what he would have done years ago.
So let me ask you guys this each question we'll start with Cameron and go right down the line. What are you each most excited about fans experiencing when they deep dive into season 3, most especially as it relates to your character's journey this season?
I love it. I thank you, because I think this is the first time the fans will side with Nathan over Tony. That is what I'm most excited for you to see. I will be right. I will be vindicated. No, I'm just playing. I'm just excited.
This is all day.
This all day. But no, I think that I think that the 3, Nathan, Tony, and Zach, you'll see some conflict amongst ideologies of how things should be done in terms of being a friend. And I'm also excited for Nathan and Bryce to have more one-on-one time. I'm excited for the audience to get to see that, because Nathan and Bryce have to help each other. So it's really fun to see those 2 on screen, and the chemistry me and Remington have, and those scenes are just so fun and so funny. So I'm excited for people to get to watch those scenes.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that what the fans are going to be most excited to see is definitely Nathan and Bryce interacting with each other more. That's going to be really fun and really funny. And also, I think it's the building, the breakdown and the building of both Zach's relationship to Bryce and Angela's relationship to Bryce.
Yeah.
And Bryce has really collapsed these relationships on both sides. And you're going to really see the ups and downs of building those relationships back up again, and that's really positive.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 different answers to that. First of all, I'm extremely excited for the fans to see that this season we have interactions with different different characters interact that we didn't see the first 2 seasons necessarily. I'm excited for them to see that. And in terms of Tony's journey, we get to see Tony go through a bit of an emotional arc throughout the season, trying to be the friend that can be relied on, because he's a person that so many people depend on, rely on. So we're able to see how that affects him this season, kind of carrying that weight and carrying that burden that all the others around you are dealing with, because he's typically that kind of friend that wears his heart on his sleeve and will do whatever he can for the people that he loves.
I'll say, to add to Tony, I think that all those people coming to him kind of clouds what he's going through personally in this season as well. And you kind of, he gets lost in what everybody else is going through, and he doesn't kind of communicate what he's going through. And I think that affects a lot of his decision making in season 3 too. So I'll say that Tony has a very up and down ride in season 3.
I was trying to let them find out themselves, but
I ain't
why
telling
not?
them.
Give them the sauce. Give them the
I
game.
ain't telling them they ain't gonna know.
Now, last question. Speaking of giving us the sauce, does Tony, Bryce, or Nathan have any standout episodes this season that you're each excited about? Does anybody have an episode that you're like, I cannot wait for fans to see this?
Yeah, there's a really big action sequence that's really
talk about it.
cool for the fans coming up. I believe it's episode 3 or 4. And so it's going to be really exciting. Yeah.
So 3 or 4 for you. What about you?
I would say, I mean, there's two moments that I really liked in the first half of the season. In 3A, there's a moment where we have some action. We have an action scene.
Yeah.
And
There's a
then
lot more action in
there's
this-
a lot more
in
action
this
in this
full
season. And then in the second half of the season, there's an emotional arc that that Tony is going to go through, and I'm excited for fans to see that as well.
Right on.
For sure. I think, just to be specific, there's an episode where Bryce, Nathan, and Zach go on an adventure.
That's going to be so
And
great.
it's TV gold, man. I'm sorry. It's a fun.
I'm laughing thinking about this
It
scene,
was
B.
a fun time filming that, and I think it starts off with Nathan and Bryce meeting up. So I just think that whole sequence through is going to be very good. It's later on in the season. It's on the B side. So after the first 10, it'll be rounding out. Also, the very end of the season.
Oh my God.
It's
Episode 20?
Yeah, episode 20.
I can't wait.
Episodes 19 and 20.
I cannot wait
Episodes 19
for
and
fans
20.
to see
Oh my God.
episodes 19 and 20.
Man,
Oh, it's going to be
it's
good.
great. It's great.
I should have said that. I should have said that. Yeah. No, really, it's
No, 19 and 20
it's phenomenal.
It's great. It's great.